Hello and welcome to Echoes of Elgin, timeless tales from the Elgin History Museum. I'm Rebecca Miller, museum educator at the Elgin History Museum, and your guide through Elgin's storied past. In each episode, we bring you captivating tales from Elgin's rich history, exploring the events, people, and places that have made our city what it is today. Whether you're a longtime resident, a history enthusiast, or just curious about local lore, this podcast is for you. Today's Elgin Echo reaches us from January 5th, 1986, when E.C. Mike Alft tells us the highlights of years past. In January of 1886, the town clock in the old woolen factory and those at the milk condensing and watch factories were all running on different times. Most thermometers registered 30 degrees below zero on the morning of January 24th. Cheap Charlie proclaimed a Waterloo for competitors, but a feast for the people, a sale that has no parallel in the history of the clothing trade in the city of Elgin. Men's scarlet underwear, for example, regularly $1, were selling for just 87 cents. An editorial in the Weekly Advocate blamed most of the poverty in Elgin on the city's 24 saloons. And somebody stole the clothes off a display dummy in front of Lynn and Cassidy's store. In January of 1911, the Elgin Choral Society, directed by Thomas Egbert Perkins, presented Handel's Messiah. The David C. Cook Publishing Company inaugurated the 8-hour working day for Elgin industrial plants. About 400 employees received the same pay they had previously earned for 9 hours of work. The work week remained at 6 days. Elgin voters adopted the commission form of municipal government by a vote of 2,228 to 1,388. Every ward voted in favor of the proposition. The change replaced the 14 aldermen with 5 commissioners, each of whom was placed in charge of a city department. The 12th annual exhibit of the Elgin Poultry Association was held at the Coliseum. A few golden pheasants were on display in addition to 1,000 chickens. An indoor golf link was opened in the basement of the Sperling Block. Players could drive the ball full force into a huge canvas containing pockets marked for the various holes. The Daily News began running short stories by O. Henry in its fiction department. 15 enthusiasts formed the Elgin Motorcycle Club. Members pledged to obey the speed laws and close their mufflers while passing or meeting teams on country roads. In January of 1936, the Elgin Philatelic Society sponsored an exhibit in the East Dining Room of the Fox Hotel. Souvenir seals were sold for a nominal cost to cover the expenses of the stamp show. The Courier News urged readers to not let a drunk drive, even if you must punch him in the jaw. The Paradise Food Mart opened a large store at the southeast corner of Spring Street and Highland Avenue, and two-way radio communication between police headquarters and the city's squad cars was placed in operation. And in January of 1976, police confiscated about 400 pills, a quantity of marijuana, and other drug paraphernalia at Larkin High School. The Greyhound bus station moved from Dundee Avenue to Brook Street. The bells of the local Catholic churches were tolled in protest of abortions. The first Laotian family arrived in Elgin. The post office ran out of 1, 2, and 3 cent stamps due to the sudden increase in first-class postage from 10 to 13 cents. And the U46 Board of Education rejected an arbitrator's decision that called for the rehiring of laid-off teachers. Thank you for joining us on this journey through Elgin's history. If you enjoyed this episode, please consider subscribing to our podcast and leaving a review wherever you listen. For more fascinating stories and updates, please follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and visit our website at www.elginhistory.org. Thanks for listening, and remember, history lives on in the echoes of Elgin.